You queer cats are tone setters. The same reason my main legion of chrome wetters. With long cheddar, mixed with lines written. No time slipping when we rhyme spitting. Divine mission since the house days. G.A. Grandma left DJ Tanner outraged. The South stays about that Beretta clapping. Lines balanced with
Head on over to Spotify and all other streaming platforms to check out the NoMercyTV Podcast.
Yo, what's good, y'all? No Mercy, Trap New York shit, NoMercyTV.com. I know what time it is, man. This whole Coffee Brown, RX, SO Finesse situation, fake paperwork, man, oh man. It's looking crazy out here for Coffee, man. But let me say this first before we get into this whole situation. The first thing I want to say is I do feel like when it comes to female issues, that men shouldn't really have like a huge stock in it. You understand what I mean? Is when it's females going at it, I don't feel like men should really have, I want to say, emotional investment in the situation. You feel me? In terms of being judgmental or attacking the females, because at the end of the day, that's female shit. You understand? And the way that females process information, the way they deal with their emotions, etc., oftentimes it comes from a more emotional, more instinctual standpoint. You understand? So the way they deal with things is different than how men deal with them. You understand? They process information different than we do. So I do feel like on a certain level, when it's like this kind of drama, men should kind of like just, stay out of it. But what I will say is this, right? Coffee had recently no-showed, the A-War battle. And according to her reason was because she had prior issues with people that were at the event. So that's why she chose not to do the battle. So it's this whole thing going on Twitter. She eventually winds up in the back and forth with Geechee because Geechee feel like she throwing him under the bus with, some of the things that she's saying and responding to, which, me personally, I do feel like that is wrong, considering, like, they ties or whatever. I don't feel like she should be putting something out there in terms of, like, a narrative that makes him look bad, and when she's saying certain things, she kind of, like, is throwing the league under the bus and stuff like that. And, she, goes into this whole thing about how she got restraining orders and stuff like that. And she even goes as far as screen recording like a video on her phone. I guess a text conversation. She tells somebody to send her some paperwork, and then she posts the paperwork. But the paperwork don't really say much. You understand? It's a whole bunch of vague details that it kind of look like somebody might have just, like, I want to say doctored up or something like that. And SO Finesse actually did a video going to the courthouse, seeing if she could look all this info up and things of that nature. She did a whole basically investigative report, putting together clips and basically showing like, yo, they have been in the same building with each other numerous times. So why would now all of a sudden it be a problem for Coffee to battle with them in the building if they've crossed paths before and didn't have an issue? And basically, I just feel like Coffee need to tighten up. I feel like she need to tighten up. She just need to stop just kind of, having so many issues. Like, and I'm going to tell you why I say this in terms of her. Because me personally, my first time getting introduced to her was a situation on Facebook between her and a league owner, right? I think dude name was like Alcatraz or something like that. If y'all know, y'all know. You feel me? That was my first time, getting introduced to Coffee Brown. And if you know that situation, you know the situation. And when I seen that, I was just like, okay, this is kind of weird, and being that I don't know neither one of them, I wasn't sure of really like the depths that, that situation came from, but I seen it and I was just like, okay, this is kind of over the edge in terms of battle rap, because, you see a lot of things in battle rap, but that was something that never really saw like that. So I was just like, okay, this is different, but whatever, And she winds up, continuing with her battle rap career, doing what she do. You see the fight footage with her and was it SO Finesse? I think it was SO Finesse that she was fighting. She had I guess a back and forth with RX, just like little issues here and there, and you begin to kind of, when you see somebody getting into so much shit like that, you begin to kind of feel like they might be like a troublemaker or whatever the case is. And me, I'm a person who examines things on a case-by-case basis. So even if I see somebody in a whole bunch of back and forths and stuff like that, before I judge them and call them out and say like, oh, they're a troublemaker or whatever, I basically try to examine the situations and see, treat it case by case. Like, okay, they might have got into this back and forth right here. There might have been something that they did. But then I'm looking at this one. It's like, okay, the other person started this one. So it kind of like negates the other one, because you can't really label a person a troublemaker if it's situations that other people are starting. People might say the same about me. People might think I'm a troublemaker. But what they don't realize is all of these situations, I'm on defense, But with Coffee, one of the things that I did watch was the No Studioing podcast that she did after the whole Miss Miami situation. And Coffee seemed like somebody who, away from all of the battle rap shit, she seemed like somebody who's really like, she seemed like she's smart, she seemed like she's educated, she seemed like she know what she want to do in life, and she seemed like she got her shit together. You understand? So when you have somebody that's, moving on that type of time, it's like when you see them getting into a whole bunch of situations and shit, it just looks crazy. You feel me? And only thing I would say to Coffee is just like, yo, you kind of just need to tighten up a little bit. You feel me? Like, in terms of how you deal with social media and the things that you get into, like, this is life. People are going to get into tons of shit. You feel me? You're going to get into fights, you're going to get into arguments, back and forth, fallouts, all kinds of shit with people. But you can't let the whole, you being a public figure and the fans and everything come down on you, you can't let that interfere with how you're interacting with your own peoples. And when I seen the back and forth that she got into with Geechee, I was just like, okay, her feeling the need to respond to the fans because she feel like pressure's getting put on them from missing this battle. Now it's starting to bleed into personal relationships, and you don't want that. You feel me? Especially with people who are known for just straight up having your back while you're in battle rap. Not necessarily on some, oh, like somebody made you or nothing like that, but somebody that people can identify you with. Like, you're going to get a certain level of respect in this shit, and people are going to approach you a certain way just because they know who's around you and they know what can possibly come behind them getting out of line with you. You understand? So you got to treat like those people who are holding you down in that aspect, you got to treat them with a little more respect than that. You can't just be on social media and you feeling a certain level of pressure from the fans, so that make you throw certain things out there, in terms of just throwing your own family under the bus. You feel me? So I would just say, Coffee just needs to, just kind of learn to deal with things a little bit better. You understand? Learn to respond a little bit better. Don't always like be considerate at least of the people that you're closest to. You understand? Because when it's all said and done, with all these cameras and all this battle rap shit is done and over with, those are the people that still gotta hold you down in terms of outside and really like, you know, being out in the field and, you know, whatever other, you know, type of business or whatever y'all got going on. So, you know, that's really, you know, the most I say about that. Yeah, clearly the paperwork was fraudulent, you know, and that's another side effect of her feeling the pressure, her feeling like, you know, people gonna think maybe she's soft because, you know, she didn't attend the battle or whatever the case was. And that is what it looks like. We got to keep it 100. This is what it looks like. You feel me? So something like that, once people start putting that pressure, this is when you see people start to make just bad decisions, because now they're feeling like, damn, I was in this situation. I look crazy. I look like I'm ducking out. I done missed the battle, so I look like I'm ducking that. It's the whole situation about, you know, warrants and fights and stuff like that. So now it's like you look like you possibly was scared, and you know, this is how fans are gonna perceive these actions. You feel me? And if you just, I just feel like if you would just tuck your pride, tuck your ego, and just solve all of these issues that you do have with these multiple people, then this would be something that overall you wouldn't have to worry about. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, just to salute to everybody. Salute to Coffee, RX, SO Finesse. I feel like an idiot because I honestly did not know that Sister Outspoken was SO Finesse. Even though it makes sense because the SO, Sister Outspoken, I didn't, you know, make that connection together. West Coast, my bad. I'm not in tune as I should be, but you feel me? Once I seen the video, then, you know, I realized it and everything, and I'm like, oh, so, you know, that's what this is. I'm thinking Sister Outspoken is just like, I don't know, some new girl that Debo met at like a poetry jam or something like that, and he was like, yo, I need to get this girl a rap battle. You feel me? But you know, I watched the video that she did, and I was like, wow, this was like really well put together. You understand? So, you know, like I said, like, I'm not here to judge females off of, you know, how they moved in, you know, certain situations, but I do just feel like, you know, Coffee just need to tuck that pride and, you know, squash some of these issues so she could get back to being able to do the battles that, you know, she is booked for. You understand? So, you know, let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. You know, I don't really got nothing too heavy. I'm not, you know, on the attack or, you know, nothing like that. But, you know, I do feel like that was something that need to be said. You understand, in terms of, you know, just Coffee just getting her shit right and, you know, so she can move in this game. Like, she on caffeine and doing these Queen of the Ring and URL cards. So it's like, you want to be able to really expand your brand outside of that when you're getting booked for these battles. You want to be able to move around. You don't want to be looked at as somebody who's going to be a potential liability, because, you know, in a lot of these situations, of course, as a battle rapper, as the artist, you're going to get booked. You show up legally. If your safety is not provided, like, you know, if you're put in a situation where you're not safe to perform, I mean, legally in most situations you still are able to get your back in, and you have to get your shit, because it's like the promoter didn't provide the, you know, safety measures or whatever they're supposed to provide. But at the end of the day, you still, it's not just about getting your back in. You still want to put your content out. You work hard on your rounds and things like that. So you want to be able to have something to show the people that came out to see you and the people who are waiting for your battles online. You know, so like I said, I just think she should squash a lot of that bullshit and, you know, get to moving the way she's supposed to be moving. She, you know, was talking about on the podcast all of the other business ventures and stuff that she's trying to get into. So, you know, this battle rap shit could be good for that. That's all I'm saying. You feel me? So let me know what y'all think in the comments, and I'll holla at y'all soon, man. No Mercy, Trap New York shit, NoMercyTV.com. I'll holla at y'all.